Thank you. So my name is Adrian Maciejewski. I'm the Chief Business Officer at Medical Inventi, and our goal here is to commercialize the world's first flexible hydroxyapatite-based bone void filler. This is the leadership team. We're a very small team, but highly energetic. I was here last 5 years ago, and afterwards ended up selling and partnering off my company, Smart Medics, in the cardiac space. Formed in the midst of that partnerships with Medtronic, Abbott, and Pharma, and now have hopped on for the last 2 years to drive business development in Medical Inventi. And who are we? We're a Polish-based startup, really focusing on a few main areas. So our flexible bone void filler is not just for orthopedics, but it's also for dentistry and veterinary applications. Within Medical Inventi, we have a high R&D focus, mainly exploring new indications where FlexiOS could be used, such as in neurosurgery or in diabetic foot applications. We've developed combination products, so using this bone void filler with pharma substances like gentamicin or vancomycin, and also using it with other pharmacotherapies and PRP. We're tapping into oncology, which is a huge market, and we're looking at also complementary products. So one of the other products that is in R&D development is a cartilage-based for spine surgeries. The bone graft substitute market is huge. It's a $7.3 billion market. The serviceable obtainable market by us is 10% of SAM, which is around 500 million. And our main growth drivers here are definitely the fact that it's the only company that has 3 different brands. It's the same product, but we have it for orthopedics, dentistry, and veterinary. We have a huge R&D focus. And especially with the surgeon geriatric population, I mean, it's a growing rise for frailty and additional fractures, as well as a rise in the diabetic population and increasing in these extra spaces. The company has been around for a while. It's a spin-off from the Medical University of Lublin. In 2011, the company was formed. We had our first 5 experiments in orthopedics and 5 experiments in dentistry. In 2017, we received some EU grants. And as of 2020, we've been really focusing on certifications, ISO 13485, CE marking, and really new product launches and commercial activities. In 2024, I joined as the BD head here and signed 15 distributors on behalf of the company within Europe, Middle East, and Asia. Now, the market problem is huge because actually we have different competitive landscapes in this space. So first and foremost, you have the solid blocks that if you implant, they are not really surgically convenient. You have the gel substances that don't add to the mechanical stability. And the majority of the granules actually take additional time to prepare. So to form the putty, to form the flexibility of the granule substances, it takes a long time. From a bone graft perspective, our competitors come from animal byproducts, which is also an issue in some of the markets. And there's no competitor to date that is really focusing on long bones. So this is really key for us. What we found, as far as our solution, is a one-stop shop. Once you soak the material in any sort of solution, you can soak it in patient's blood, antibiotics, or physiological saline. It exhibits the flexibility properties. Secondly, we have a very high positive influence on the bone tissue regeneration process. So in contrast to our competitors, it takes roughly 10 years. Here, you have 90% resorption within 6 months. And we have the large bone defects, clinical cases up to 7 centimeters in length. From a regulatory perspective, in the last 12 months, we had CE mark, we added MDA Malaysian approval, Singaporean approval, and new distributors are working on new approvals with us. Just to look at comparative companies, we have Bone Support, which is out of Sweden, and Kuros Science, which is out of Switzerland. Over the last 5 years, each and every one of them have increased, the stock has increased over 800%. And this is where the landscape is actually going. We see ourselves 5 years behind them, but right on that trajectory growth curve as well. Our business strategy is a B2B business with focusing on distributors and signing new deals. We anticipate to get our FDA, it's a 510K device, FDA approval by Q1 2026, and already are talking with distributors in the US. Our main aspect is involving key opinion leaders to actually perform the first implants prior to the distributor purchasing and including it into the clinics. And we definitely support all of our distributors with marketing materials, building the brand recognition, and so on. This is our company activities in the last 12 months. We're either signed the 15 distributors, or we're in an LOI environment where they're doing their first tests. Our capital requirements are $8 to $10 million. We want to extend our clinical program. We have 3 studies ongoing, and one of them is a head-to-head with the largest competitor in the dental application. We want to focus on new business activities and file new patents and know-how that we've geared up over the last years. To date, we've raised around 8.4 million. Since we're a European company, we can leverage EU grants, which we have done quite successfully, and we have individual and institutional investors. Please reach out if anyone is interested in getting on board Medical Inventi.